The moon is in Taurus and the sun is in Libra. The moon is 23 degrees Taurus, so that means that in the past 46 hours and for the future 14 hours, we are going to be experiencing feelings, emotions, and attractions related to fixed Earth. Fixed Earth means the ability to be fixed, consistent, or stubborn with practicality, safety, security, structure, privacy, values, valuing system, efficiency, organization, responsibility, accumulation, profit, and abundance. Earth signs and the earth energy in general are the ones that usually have the most examples to be described upon because a lot of what we see in the real world comes out of the earth energy of accumulation, limits, boundaries, shapes, and forms. Then the Taurus energy, it's ruled by Venus being its internal side. So that means a focus on sophistication, beauty, pleasures, relationships, gullibility, and also being surface level, being relatable, being committed, and a focus on image or social status. By Taurus being the internal side of Venus, means that Taurus energy is extra focused on receiving, accumulating, and then internally profiting and giving organization and structure of all those Venusian aspects from themselves, their environment, and what others are expressing to the Taurus energy or to the person with Taurus alignments or just between each other. And then Taurus doesn't even, or the Taurus person, the person with Taurus alignments, they don't need to be participating directly. They might just be observing. They might just be around certain social events and then they absorb all the structure, relatability in more practical and efficient ways. The moon being exalted in Taurus means that Taurus can go further or too far with emotions and feelings, reactions, responses, attractions, internalization, privacy, and insecurities. At the same time, it means when a Taurus is safe, when they build something that they value, and when they support or are supported by somebody else or by something else that they value and they feel valued, it's very hard to move them away back into scarcity or negativity. And being from the second house entails a focus on value, valuing, having slash possessing, and being aware of how you attract and build in the spiritual level, mental level, emotional level, and physical level. So, in general, Moon in Taurus means extreme feelings, attractions, and reactions about stability, safety, practicality, responsibility, sophistication, and pleasure in a fixed, stubborn, dry, cumulative, and patient ways. With the Sun in Libra, there is an in conjunction with the Moon in Taurus. So that means a misunderstanding. But both Taurus and Libra are ruled by Venus. So there is a common ground in that interaction, and it's all about beauty, sophistication, relations, image, pleasure, and softness. The misunderstanding comes from the fact that Sun in Libra wanting to be more initiative, expressive, and light, but Moon in Taurus needs more seriousness, more cautions, and to be more possessive or to feel in control or supported by something predictable. And also, Taurus is ruled by Earth. That means a focus in the environment, in the world, meaning its nature, animals, the desires that you see people profiting or being focused about, and in structure, building, accumulation, the color green or the color brown, even things that are associated with stability, growth, and progress on a mental and emotional level, but also on a physical and exemplary level. And if you have too many focuses on your earth alignment, because it's an alignment that a lot of people don't talk about, but if you have a lot of focus in the earth alignment, you might see the world in your own way or in an opposing way. Your sun, because your earth sign, it's always opposing your sun sign. So if you have too much focus on that, you might see the world in your own way and you don't give credit to others, or you don't have a lot of the perspective that others see things differently, or you might be on the other extreme, which is you see everything as opposing your visions or as different and not able to relate to your visions. So Moon in Taurus can make you feel insecure because you feel the things outside just too much the same, so they're trying to take your space or they're trying to move you away from your space. But that's all only if you are really, really into like too much practicality, limits, boundaries, and responsibility, or just you are too much into your own feelings and emotions, and they are all associated, or the world around you reminds you of that all the time. So, in general, with Sun in Libra and Moon in Taurus, it's possible to feel the need to be protective about your values while also wanting or being forced to express them in logical, light, and more relatable ways. You might also feel the need to be more private in your space and practicality, but you might want or be forced to participate and be more active in relationships and groups. Keep in mind, if you already have a group or if you find a new person or a couple of people where you feel they have the same values, they have the same rhythm, and they want to build in the same type of way that you want to, Sun in Libra can really help just initiate things way easier and build bridges way quicker. And then the Moon in Taurus can help those bridges being more solid or develop patience for the building process of the bridge. Also, in this alignment, you and others might want to act and express in light and sophisticated and also social ways, but you might feel the need to talk and analyze more practical, efficient, and financial matters. You might attract or be attracted to people, places, things, energies, or situations that need stability, structure, support, and the feeling of abundance. You might think that you and others are light, polite, and interested in your own personal thoughts and ideas about reality, society, and justice, but they, or even you, when you're not aware of it, might be relating just on a surface level, while internally and behind closed doors, you or them are focusing on their own privacy, support systems, structure, and organization. There is a big focus in this alignment with beauty, sophistication, gullibility, relationships, pleasing and being pleased, even if it means sacrificing your uniqueness, individuality, views, and personal space. But on the other side, there is a want and the need to protect and use your personal values and valuing systems. So this can be protective, so you don't express your true visions because you want to protect your valuing systems. That will be a bit more the Taurus way. Or you can be too justified and become a social warrior or a personal warrior for your causes if you're doing this in a more Libra way, which is more expressive and more initiative. And sometimes you can jump the gun with a Libra energy when trying or expressing your values. And with Taurus, you might put too many doors within your values and expressions that you might not even be able to come out even when you want to. If you're enjoying the video, leave a like and subscribe, it's greatly appreciated, and you can book personal consultations and personal readings with me using the email down below or following the link tree that will lead you to my Instagram, where you can DM me and check my posts about my content and about my services and prices. I hope you're enjoying, and let's continue. Now let's take a look at the tarot card for this energy. It's the Eight of Wands. This means accumulation, feeling stuck, feeling supported, and just in general spending a long time in a place. And this is Eight of Wands. So spending a long time, feeling supported or limited by a vision, a feeling, an expression, an action, a desire, a passion, an aggressiveness, or a spiritual belief system, spirituality in general, or yours and others, personal testimonies, wisdom and knowledge, faith and belief systems. And the best way to go about this accumulation or spending a lot of time in the same spiritual space is with the water dragon. So focus more in your own space, focus more in your own emotions, focus more on your own feelings, but also be considerate about the space, the mood within you and around you, and be aware and considerate of how others are feeling and about how others are influencing the mood, the waters that you are sharing, and how you are absorbing, using the moon in Taurus to build up and derive conclusions and sophistication on an internal level based on the emotional environment around you and within you. So be more considerate, but also aware of what moods, waves, and vibes you and others spending a long time in the same vision, feeling, or spirituality are creating. Now let's take a look at how Moon in Taurus, Sun in Libra is aligning the rest of the sky chart in the year 2025. We have Mercury in Scorpio opposing the Moon, fatal attracting the Sun. So feeling opposed or balanced by more internal, deep, emotional, and desireful ways to think, communicate, and analyze about your practical feelings of abundance or insecurity. And then with the Sun in Libra, you and others can create new logical ways to view or express the opposition or the balance being brought by Mercury in Scorpio and Moon in Taurus. Then we have Venus in Virgo, fatal attracting the Sun in Libra and trining the Moon in Taurus. So a gift to feel more serious, to feel more consistent, or to feel more stubborn and stuck, or to attract stubbornness, or to attract bountifulness when it comes to relating, committing, and compromising in mutable, flexible, scattered, dry, logical, and more communicative, but also more private and calculative ways. Then Sun in Libra can help you and others create and share with others more sophistication or gullibility in those areas through more social or personal in terms of relationships, actions, expressions, and visions. Then we also have Mars in Scorpio opposing the Moon in Taurus and fatal attracting the Sun in Libra. So feeling opposed or feeling balanced by extreme emotions, extreme feelings, extreme dreams, illusions, nightmares, deep desires, passion, or frustration because you're feeling the need to be more structured, more dry, more efficient, and more calculative in a practical and emotional way. So, Mars in Scorpio can help you fulfill the creation that you are creating, or it can make you feel opposed because you feeling too much, or you're attracting people, places, and things that are too emotional, too passionate, or too private, so you can't support them, or you don't feel supported, you can't trust them, and you can't trust the environment around you because you're feeling the need to be more structural and more logic, but you can't understand, you can see where those intense emotions are coming from. But I want you to focus on the positive side because this is really good to bring an extreme purpose and an extreme power to defend and bring forward your needs, your values, your sophistication, or on the negative side, your senses of scarcity and insecurities. Also, Mars in Scorpio can help you heal, transform, and evolve on an emotional level while feeling secure, bountiful, and structured enough to take some emotional or spiritual risks by feeling too far, connecting, or attaching yourself too much, because then you have a more dry and organized internal space, or you might just join the both negative sides and go too deep, too serious, and too emotional into some insecurities, trauma, or fear in general. Then we have Jupiter in Cancer, sextiling the Moon in Taurus, and squaring the Sun in Libra. So this is an opportunity to feel more sophisticated, to feel more structured, or to feel more stubborn in a practical, relatable, and sophisticated way about new extreme expansions, feelings, emotions, and ways to travel and obtain wisdom and knowledge on a emotional, spiritual, or relationship way. And then you are learning, and others as well, how to see, act, and express about that in a more light, sophisticated, gullible, logical, and balanced way. Then we have Saturn in Pisces, sextiling the Moon in Taurus and in conjuncting the Sun in Libra. So an opportunity to feel more dry, to feel more organized, and to feel practically and emotionally stuck or secured about limits and boundaries, organization and structures and infrastructures, about mutability on an emotional, creative, and spiritual level. And then you and others might be misunderstanding what can be seen, the results, the actions, expressions, and relationships coming out of that alignment, because there is still a focus on between the Sun, the Moon, and Saturn about beauty, pleasure, commitment, creativity, and relatability, but the Sun is in conjuncting both the Moon and Saturn, because the Moon and Saturn, Moon in Taurus, Saturn in Pisces, they go a bit deeper, they have more care, they have a bit more purpose, and then Taurus has more structure, and Pisces has more connection and spirituality, while Libra is more about initiating, seeing, and being seen, even though on a surface level, as they have those things or they know about those things. But what Libra has that the other two lack as well is the ability to stand strong, express, and being seen by your own values, your own sophistication, and your own way to commit and being relatable. Then we have Uranus in Gemini, fatal attracting the moon in Taurus, and trining the sun in Libra. So we can feel more physically limited or physically supported by how we and others are communicating, listening, thinking, communicating, and analyzing in cold, logical, and detached ways about change, opposition, and rebelliousness. And then there is a trine between the Sun and Uranus, so a gift to initiate or be initiated in a more sophisticated and gullible way to mutable, surface level, and not really sometimes purposeful rebelliousness, opposition, change, and innovation. Then we have Neptune 0 degrees Aries, so transiting into Pisces because it's in retrograde. So with the moon in Taurus, you might be attracting feelings, emotions, dreams, illusions, people, places, and things that are a representation of big archetypal new feelings or mixed and mingle feelings and emotions, or you need to support them, you need to bring them emotional structure so you can have a sound space around you to be bountiful and efficient. And last but not least, you have Pluto in Aquarius squaring the moon and trining the sun. So you are learning how to feel efficient, how to feel organized, and how to feel dry but also bountiful about the new transformational process that the world is going through in order to have structure, minds, and organizations that support unique expressions, unique mentalities, and progressive humanitarian organizations, structures, and individuals, then there is a gift to see, act, and express about those things in a more relatable, gullible, and sophisticated ways. Also, with the moon in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius, you are learning how to decipher, how to understand what attractions, manifestations, and materializations can go with you into the new world where it's all about unique minds, associations, and structures that support and incentivize unique perspectives that are flexible, realistic, and progressive about reality, society, the individual, and their relationships. Thank you for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well.